Welcome to our channel, The GK Time. Who proposed heliocentric model of solar system? Answer: Nicolaus Copernicus. Who proposed laws of planetary motion? Answer: Kepler. Which planet is also called as the dusty planet? Answer: Mars. Which was the first human-made object to fly past the planet Uranus? Answer: Voyager 2. NASA's Viking mission was on which planet? Answer: Mars. What was moon called in ancient Greece? Answer: Selene. Which is the smallest planet within our solar system? Answer: Mercury. How long is 1 year on Jupiter? Answer: 12 Earth years. Which is the largest satellite of Saturn? Answer: Titan. Which is the largest satellite of Neptune? Answer: Triton. Which is the brightest planet in the night sky? Answer: Venus. Phobos and Deimos are the moons of which planet? Answer: Mars. Which planet has the most moons? Answer: Saturn. Who first saw Uranus through a telescope? Answer: William Herschel. Which is the largest satellite in the solar system? Answer: Ganymede. How many moons are currently in our solar system? Answer: more than 200. How many Earths could fit inside the Sun? Answer: 1.3 million Earths. Asteroid belt is present between which two planets? Answer: Mars and Jupiter. What was the first spacecraft to visit another planet? Answer: Mariner 2. How many Earths could fit inside the Jupiter? Answer: 1300 Earths. Which planet is known as dwarf planet? Answer: Pluto. Which is the tallest mountain range on Venus? Answer: Maxwell Montes. Which planet has a moon called Hydra? Answer: Pluto. Which planet has the longest year in Earth time? Answer: Neptune. What is the first asteroid discovered? Answer: Ceres. Dione is a moon of which planet? Answer: Saturn. Meade is a crater on which planet? Answer: Venus. Which planet is also called as green planet? Answer: Uranus. Which planet has a moon called Miranda? Answer: Uranus. What is the revolution time of Mars around Sun? Answer: 687 Earth days. Which is the hottest planet? Answer: Venus. What is the diameter of Earth in kilometers? Answer: 12,742 kilometers. Which is the most abundant gas in the Earth's atmosphere? Answer: Nitrogen. How many planets in our solar system are made from gas? Answer: 4. Neptune, Uranus, Saturn and Jupiter. Which planet is known for having a big red spot? Answer: Jupiter. How much speed is required for an object to escape from Earth? Answer: 11 kilometers per second. Which planet is tilted on its side? Answer: Uranus. Which planet has a moon called Ariel? Answer: Uranus. How many moons does Uranus have? Answer: 27. Which planet is also called as red planet? Answer: Mars. Which two planets of the solar system have no satellites? Answer: Mercury and Venus. What is the name of our nearest galaxy? Answer: Canis Major Dwarf Galaxy. What is the revolution time of Uranus around Sun? Answer: 84 Earth years. How many moons does Jupiter have? Answer: 79. Calories Montis are present in which planet? Answer: Mercury. Which is the largest volcano in the solar system? Answer: Olympus Mons. What is the highest mountain of Moon? Answer: Mons Huygens. Who is the second person to step on Moon? Answer: Buzz Aldrin. Which planet is known as Earth's twin? Answer: Venus. Which planet has supersonic winds? Answer: Neptune. Which is the first spacecraft to reach on Moon? Answer: Luna 1. Which is the first satellite in the space? Answer: Sputnik 1. Which is the coldest planet in the solar system? Answer: Uranus. When will Halley's Comet appear next from Earth? Answer: 2061. Which is the first spacecraft to reach on Mars? Answer: Mariner 4. How many moons does Mars have? Answer: 2. Which is the first spacecraft to photograph another planet? Answer: Mariner 4. What is the revolution time of Neptune around Sun? Answer: 165 Earth years. Which planet has the most volcanoes? Answer: Venus. What is the time taken by the light to reach from Sun to Earth? Answer: 8 minutes 20 seconds. Who was the first person to walk on the moon? Answer: Neil Armstrong. How long does a solar eclipse last? Answer: 7 minutes 31 seconds. What color is Mars sunset? Answer: blue color. Who was the first woman to travel into space? Answer: Valentina Tereshkova. Which planet rotates on its side? Answer: Uranus. How many moons does Neptune have? Answer: 14. Which planet is called as Roman god of sea? Answer: Neptune. Name the only natural satellite of Earth. Answer: Moon. Which planet is also called as Roman god of agriculture? Answer: Saturn. Which planet is known as yellow planet? Answer: Venus. Which is the largest planet in our solar system? Answer: Jupiter. Which planet is known as Whale planet? Answer: Venus. How many moons does Pluto have? Answer: 5. Which planet is known as the Earth's twin? Answer: Venus. What is the name of our galaxy? Answer: Milky Way galaxy. Which planet is called as Roman King of God? Answer: Jupiter. Who was the first person to travel into space? Answer: Yuri Gagarin. Which planet is also known as winter planet? Answer: Jupiter. What is the revolution time of Mercury around the Sun? Answer: 88 days. Which is the second densest planet after Earth? Answer: Mercury. Which planet is called as Roman goddess of beauty? Answer: Venus. Which is the second largest planet in our solar system? Answer: Saturn. Which planet is called as Lord of Rings? Answer: Saturn. Rembrandt is a crater on which planet? Answer: Mercury. What is the fourth planet from the Sun? Answer: Mars. Which planet is also called as elegant planet? Answer: Saturn. What is the diameter of Moon in kilometer? Answer: 3475 kilometers. How much speed is required for an object to escape from the solar system entirely? Answer: 42 kilometers per second. What shape is the Milky Way? Answer: spiral galaxy. What is the distance between Earth and Moon? Answer: 3,84,400 kilometers. Naiad is the moon of which planet? Answer: Neptune. What planet is closest in size to Earth? Answer: Venus. What is the fifth planet from the Sun? Answer: Jupiter. Which planet has the shortest day? Answer: Jupiter. What is the Sun's outermost atmosphere called? Answer: Corona. What planet is between Mars and Saturn? Answer: Jupiter. Which planet is also known as Red Planet? Answer: Mars. Who coined the word asteroid? Answer: William Herschel. Which planet is called as Roman god of war? Answer: Mars. What is the orbital period of Moon? Answer: 27 days. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon.